Watanabe Astral Interlude, The Land of the Fallen Star. 2025, June 3rd, 8:20 a.m. Babylonia Ground Frontier, Air Force Base 28, Battle Preparation Room. The Great Retreat. It surely isn't looking good. Looks like I won't be alone this time. Since when was he here? Relax, I was also urgently summoned here like you. I see. Looks like you've met each other. Better not be talking behind my back. Babylonia Task Force, Aircraft Type Armor, ID BPO-29, Watanabe, reporting for duty. 25th Eastern Unit, 633rd Tactical Air Force, Captain of the 3rd Squadron, Beak Cyril. You're the Beak of Islay? Never thought a young man like you would recognize me. Anyway, thanks guys. You are our ace pilots of this retreat mission, codename Arcadia. Captain Cyril, you have my utmost respect. It is almost impossible to pilot Fenrir with a human body, yet you have done it. Though it's a gamble of life every time you fly, I guess. Getting modifications may be a more difficult task for me. I've lived long enough. Not a bad thing if I spend my final moments in the sky. Captain, you are too humble. You and Watanabe are our best candidates for this operation in both strength and experience. BPO-29, I've heard of you. Our new rising star. Eliminated 7 enemy aircraft single-handedly in the exercise. Impressive. You flatter me. Alright, back to the point. I have an emergency mission for the both of you. You must be familiar with Operation Arcadia, the evacuation of maintenance facilities and supplies from the ground to Babylonia. That's right. Of course. After 5 full-scale transportation attempts, the greatest ever retreat in human history has finally come to an end. This is the final escort mission of the retreat. We decided to send a 2-aircraft team to safeguard the trip. This mission means a lot to the survival of humanity. Babylonia decided to assign the mission to the both of you. Make sure all supplies safely arrive at Babylonia. Your mission starts at 13:45 p.m. today. The last transport shuttle of Operation Arcadia, Halcyon 2, will take off from the ground at 14 p.m. At 11:05 a.m., the other squads will sweep the area near the launch site and eliminate all enemy targets as planned. Watanabe? Cyril? Yes, sir. The codename of this operation is Tetrarch. Watanabe will be the lead, Cyril will be the wingman. You will form the escort squad of the 6th and final evacuation of Arcadia. Your codename is Dagger. Before the shuttle successfully connects to Babylonia, the torch of humanity is in your hands. Got it. Roger that. Alright, the remaining time is all yours. Get prepared. I can't believe your dad is the Beak of Islay. Enough, you said it like 3 times already. You really don't know how good you got it. If my father was such a famous officer, I'd be on cloud 9. Captain Cyril. Are you Bruce's... How do you know the name of my... Bruce? June 3rd, 10:19 a.m. Babylonia Ground Frontier, Air Force Base 28, Battle Preparation Room. That's what happened. Sorry. If I got there quicker, I might have been able to save him. The very first virus outbreak took place just after I left Islay. Do you know that Islay made the best whiskey? I really miss that peat flavor. My wife had some leg problems. She could only walk out to the garden. Is she alright? Like most people, she died in that disaster, leaving nothing behind. Look at me, Captain, Beak of Islay. What a fancy name. But I couldn't even protect my own family. I learned this the hard way long ago, but my son didn't understand. I cut off all the possible ways for him to join the army, only to find out he joined the mercenaries. I only learned about his death after 3 months. 3 bloody months. There wasn't even a proper obituary. Calm down. Sairo refuses the water offered by Watanabe. He supports himself with a hand on the desk. For quite some time, his chest moved up and down before he finally raises his head and stares at Watanabe. What happened to you after that? I heard the construct reconstruction surgery isn't easy. Did you do it because of the pay? To be honest, I joined the mercenaries for the money in the beginning. Some wanted fame, some wanted wealth, some might do it out of impulse, but the army is never as simple as you think, young blood. With all due respect, Captain, Bruce never joined the army out of impulse. He had his beliefs. If you could have more time with him, I'm sure you would be proud of him. I could not understand why Bruce insisted to stay and continue searching. But since then, I've witnessed too many tragedies and lost too many people. I walked 10 kilometers in the snow, dead bodies everywhere. Broken limbs hung from trees like firecrackers. This is a world where human lives don't matter anymore. But now, I slowly begin to understand Bruce. If I became a construct, I may be able to kill one more corrupted and save one more person. I never had any direction in life, but ever since I became a construct, I found the reason to live on. Bruce taught me that. He was a great friend. Sairo does not reply. He looks away and picks up a file on the desk. Do you know what they are shipping this time, kid? Maintenance equipment and supplies? That's what they told everyone else. But really, they are just sending the VIPs and their belongings away from the war. Sairo tosses the folder to Watanabe. See for yourself. Here's the list of passengers and supplies on board. The Earth Minister of Administration, Secretary of the Treasury, Administrator of Area 50 to 72. Metropolitan Museum, 272 pieces of Grade 1 collections, 360 pieces of Grade 2 collections. Private gallery contribution. Owner, Earth Minister of Immigration? Humans are going extinct, but Babylonia still has the luxury to ship artworks. Very admirable, don't you think? Babylonia is in a very special situation. We can't rule out the possibility that some people with ill intent are planning something. How did you get this confidential information? Don't forget I served 3 times longer than you did. Have you realized the true nature of those people, young man? This government that you're fighting for, are they the saviors or just a bunch of cowards? You better see with your own eyes. Thank you for the advice, Captain Sairo. But we are still soldiers, fighting for humanity. The duty of a soldier is to obey orders. We can only do our best to complete the mission. Haha, you're right, young man. All units ready? Starting countdown. 0.578032407. 13:52:23. All units synchronized. Gentlemen, time to go. I'll leave my back to you then, sir. Don't fall asleep later. Synchronization over. Heading out in 7 minutes. What happened? Incoming assault. Alert! The launch site has been breached. HQ, we need an order. Is it an enemy attack? But our alarm system didn't detect anything. Warning. An influx of corrupted in the battle preparation area. Communication with the first gate has been cut off. Defense facilities activated. Closing all gates. All units stay in position and organize defense. We're still continuing with the operation? There's no live response. It's a corrupted attack. Stupid rookies. Who cares if they're human or not? They're already at our gates. Captain Cyril. They are heading toward the supply shuttle. What should we do? HQ, force shut down the auto defense system. Looks like President has other thoughts. Initiate shuttle launch procedure. All combat personnel, eliminate all obstacles near the launch site. Help Dagger take off. Kid, you hear that? Of course. Don't push yourself too hard, old man. This is going to be a tough brawl. You weren't even born when I served in the front line. You got me with that. I look forward to your performance. Just you wait. Whoa. The corrupted made it this far? We'll have to fight our way out. Pretty good, kid. All constructs can fight. Only some know how to fly. Get on. Cyril, you go first. I'll clear the runway. Prepare for liftoff. Die! Halcyon 2, prepare for launching. Not bad, kid. Thanks. Energy check complete. System check complete. I have your back. Warning! Lock on warning. Halcyon 2 launch countdown. 10, 9. What's with the communication? Acceleration rail. Compromised. Damage. 80%. Halcyon 2 leaving the rail. Starting to climb. Missiles? Let's go. Why are there missiles? Follow the shuttle. Don't forget our mission. Leave the ground to the army. Alright. Distance. Warning. Of all times you could have malfunctioned. Any luck on your end, old man? Same as you. Warning. Warning. Lock on. Lock on. Gunshots and screaming could be heard from the communicator, including a vague broadcasting voice. Urgent communication. The log data shows the missile that destroyed the acceleration rail 5 minutes ago was launched from Dagger 2. Immediately changing the IFF info of Dagger 2 to hostile. Repeat, Dagger 2 is hostile. Repeat, Dagger 2 is hostile. Warning. Warning. Shuttle has been locked on. Repeat, shuttle has been locked on. The communication is cut. Everything becomes silent again. Dagger 2. Old man? I was going to make the introduction myself. How rude of me. Why? I just wanted to tell everyone the truth. The truth? Warning. Radar waveform detected. Wait! All the truth. Pedantic, dirty, hypocritical truth. Right here. Warning. Warning. Main wings damaged. Fuel leaking. What are you planning, Cyril? Damn it. I can't stop him if I don't attack. Watanabe, do you think they can be forgiven? What? You watched my son die in front of you. Aren't you his best friend? Aren't you going to fight for him? Can you forgive these bastards? You saw that list. They're trying to flee into space, leaving the soldiers who are fighting with their lives behind to die. No honor, no graves. Can you forgive those liars? Out of my way. I will reveal their dirty deeds and show the truth to everyone. I can't. Watanabe's voice feels like fuel and lubricating oil. He shouted with unrestricted anger. You are not the only one who lost someone important. I have never forgotten Bruce and my other brothers in arms. I remember them, every single one of them. January 22nd, 2161. The northern defense was breached by corrupted due to a mistake of the local army. Mercenary squad Oasis was hired to make up for the lack of troops. Oasis squad persisted in the snow for a week and rescued all the civilians in a church. 52 KIA. That's all the record they had in Babylonia's system. Albert, we call him Greenhead. Garza always had mint leaves with him. Coates, he came from Islay Islands, just like you and Bruce. No matter what, I cannot give a reasonable explanation for that list, but what I know is those people evacuated to Babylonia, the first batch of them were researchers of anti-punishing technology. The second batches, it may sound like an excuse to you, but they're necessary for regulating society and spreading culture after the war ends. We live in a dark era, but we need someone to look to the future. This is what Bird of Hope means. What about my hope? There are tens of thousands of soldiers like me, abandoned, stranded on the ground. What about our hope? Maybe you're right, young man, but I have made my decision. Captain Cyril. Bruce used to talk about you. What did he say? He said you were a great pilot. He looked up to you. He became a mercenary because he wanted to become one like you. He never hated anyone, even after the war took his family. My biggest regret is that I couldn't save him. Bruce was unique, but his legacy will go on. I will never stop fighting on this land, even just for his sake. I will carry on his legacy. I'm sorry, but I have to stop you. All right. Come on then, kid. I've never lost to anyone in the air. What a pity you never got to fight Bruce. But I'm just as good. Cyril, it's not that I don't trust you. But let's turn on the force field, just in case. Let's see. Should be the start button first. Re-enter command. Command code, Contra. Confirm again after entering the code. Enemy in range. Enter combat mode. No time to get the force field up. Captain, we got you. It's backup. Let's teach them some respect. You'll never catch Captain Cyril. Lay down suppressive fire. We've been hit. Enough. Pull out. Captain Cyril. You're no match for him. Sorry, Captain. Watanabe, this is mine, as well as Bruce's fight against you. Dagger 1, Babylonia has taken back the launch center of Air Force Base 28. Do you copy? I repeat, do you copy? Watanabe and Cyril's frames clash, then separate. A duel between elite soldiers doesn't always require a spectacle of flashy skills or intricately woven vapor trails in the azure sky. Sometimes, the difference between life and death is decided in a single stroke. The moment they clash, Cyril hears a rupturing sound from behind, knowing it was the precursor to missile shrapnel piercing his skin. He knew it was already over. How's Bruce's performance in the military? He's always the front of the pack. Well, if he's doing better than you, I guess I can relax. Cyril, eject! Don't believe what you choose to believe and stick to your guns. Cyril! I still can't forgive, but maybe I just can't forgive myself. Go home, kid. Someone's got to keep us in their heart. Don't let the world forget what we fought for. You looking for me? Take a seat. I wanted to talk about the retreat operation and some other news. There's no need. You have the right to know. Are you worried that I know too much? Our investigation shows Cyril was the leader of the Punishing Rebels. Not sure if he was the only leader or if there were others. But we are certain that he had everything planned from the moment he approached the operation. They aren't a significant threat to Babylonia yet, but considering how little time they had to prepare and how quickly they assembled with limited resources, and their ability to plan and execute such an ambush. All I can say is, thanks to you, we didn't lose Halcyon too. That group mostly consists of ex-soldiers of the old government who aren't satisfied with the operation commands we have now. They have already left since Cyril exposed himself. We managed to kill or capture some of them, but a lot had escaped and are still active. If we do nothing, they may grow into a large threat. Seeing your contribution to the last operation, HQ decided to officially grant you access to Babylonia. You will be transferred to the Babylonia Protection Team and head to another launch base. Actually, I also wanted to talk to you. Yes? I would like to leave Babylonia. Watanabe? You know you will face a court-martial for that, don't you? I've made up my mind. And you know, once I've decided to do something, nothing can stop me. I know. But why? Because of Cyril, or... Stop pretending like you care. I'm going to contact the ground military bases that have fallen out of the organization. Is that what you expected? As a military man, I understand how you feel. Well, I would kindly ask you for a favor then. But you do know constructs are important assets of Babylonia, right? I know there's one shuttle heading to the ground today, shipping scrapped constructs. As for your asset, I will return it to where it came from. But you probably know about my very first frame. That frame will allow you to easily enter the shuttle without being discovered. But you know I wasn't talking about the frames. Anyway, I understand. Last but not least, Watanabe, on behalf of Babylonia, I would like to thank you for all you have done. Thank you for your service for Babylonia and the entire humanity. Well, till we meet again. I hope that we're both alive till then. Like a prisoner who just broke out of prison in the desert, the sun shines madly on the dunes. The air is filled with scorching heat and dry dust. Watanabe walks on yellow sand. Summer wind quickly blasts over the sand, bringing salty air from some unknown distant sea and the smell of gasoline from abandoned factories before disappearing again into the horizon. He smells gun smoke, which is then quickly erased by the dry summer wind. He stands in the vast desert. Watanabe has never felt so calm, even when his Inver device is screaming about the high concentration of punishing virus in the air. Leave me alone. I don't often get to enjoy the afternoon like this. Watanabe reaches out for the Inver device in his hair. The sharp tip feels like the bones of some deep-sea animal, hard but fragile. Watanabe clenches the Inver device tightly. With his teeth gnashed, he breaks it with great force. As Watanabe forces his way out of the controlled network of Babylonia, he could no longer turn off his pain reception. But he didn't plan to do so anyway. Even when he was back in Babylonia, sometimes only the pain could remind him that he was alive. Pain helps him remember many things, a valuable lesson from his instructor. Enduring the pain and forcibly removing his Inver device, Watanabe wipes away the vital fluid flowing down from the wound on his forehead. I don't need this kind of collar anymore. The Inver device covered with vital fluid rests in the palm of Watanabe's hand. He clenches his fist, then he relaxes his hand, causing the device to fall between his fingers. Seemingly oblivious to it, Watanabe quietly and resolutely walks in the direction of the Oasis.